what you see here is that they go and say, oh, group said, that's what I was doing. Oh, this group said, oh, this didn't leave money. This group said, this group, at the time they interviewed me, I said, listen, I didn't hand over to group. I handed over to Obiano. So why are they talking?
But
group?
what they keep on saying is the money that you claimed you left behind, it was not as much as what you left. You also left a lot of liabilities.
No, let me finish now. They keep saying group said, Rufai, the money I left behind was not left in overseas. I left money in 3 banks. Those 3 banks are there. You can go there. In fact, after this interview, I have in my little office here a photocopy. I will give you a photocopy of my handover note, including the balances of that account as at date I left office, issued by the banks. I left in Access Bank, which is still there. 12 billion naira, $50 million. And I'm going to give you a copy.
12 billion naira and $50 million in Access Bank.
I left in Diamond Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
In Diamond?
Diamond. I left in Fidelity Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
$50 million in this 3 account. And $12
billion and 36 billion.
What debts did you...
1 minute. They're documented. Rufai, the day I left office, I was not owing one contractor, one supplier who have executed his job. If you see one today, I challenge you. Go and sit. I was not owing any civil servant that was supposed to be paid by the state salary. I was not owing gratuity. I was not owing pension. Additionally, if you want to know, I left salary enough to pay salary for 3 months. It's documented. And I'm going to give you the documents. It's not something that anybody... So I wasn't owing anybody.
So you said you were not owing people that had completed their job, but you were owing those that had not completed their jobs.
If you haven't done your job, can I pay you? How can you pay somebody who haven't completed the job? Even you.
So you are paid, you are not paid those that were not completed, that the job was still ongoing.
If your job is ongoing, I won't. Let me give you an example.
So are you telling me? That you left no debts behind in Anambra?
Not one. I was even begging people to come and take their money. If you had a job in Anambra, you can go and ask anybody. Not one. Anybody who tells you that he was owing him, call the person. I've challenged people for 10 years.
Okay. And we're just trying to challenge out there. Still there's another thing. They said you want to be president, but you can't sort out problems in your party. People say they don't trust you. They see you as weak. Because how can you say you want to be president? You can't sort out things. They also say that for you, it's a one-man show. It's all about you. It's not all about the generality of people. It's a tunnel vision, ideology, and all of that.
This is what you get always, right? This is what you get always in Nigeria. Because we now live in a country of propaganda and lies. And they manufacture it. The problem we have in the Labour Party is problem instigated and sustained by the government of today.
Where's the proof?
I don't need to tell you. When you have a party chairman who calls the state governor a dwarf and dwarf thinking, forget about me. So it's not weak. Okay, I'm weak, but it's not weak. Is every other person there weak? So let's all be sincere with ourselves. Before they call you names here, you know it. You speak the truth and you call you names. And we now live in a country of propaganda and lies and trying to put problems everywhere. They won't even put problems in families. Before I've managed, I've built a business locally and internationally, and they're thriving. By the time I left them, I've been chairman of corporations, quoted companies, director, and I've earned my respects. And I've been a governor. There's no place that I've shown weakness. Rufai, I returned school that was taken from churches 40 years that nobody could even dare mention.
But these are the points people. These are the points people like Kenneth Okonkwo. Yes. These are the things they said against you.
It's just Kenneth Okonkwo. Who again?
But it's a valid point of view. If
12 persons that followed Jesus, one went against him, how about me, who millions followed, and you're counting those who went against me? Listen, people must go against you. People must speak against you. And they own listen. I still remain consistent, have not changed. Like I said, Kenneth is my younger brother. He has his reasons for his actions or what he wants to do. Rufai, humility, patience, tolerance is not weakness, it's a virtue. It is not easy for people to remain where I am. And when I was campaigning election, before I went to places people dare not go to. I was in Southern Gombe. Was everywhere. People fear to go. Before I drive around this country today, this year alone, I've driven from Abuja to Kafancha, to Kaduna, to Kano, to Katsina, to Jigawa, to Jos, to Benue, to Kogi. Who is doing that? So people just stay in their house and talk about this macho they are. Just like they stay, they don't go to anywhere. It's easy to be an armchair critic. For God's sake, I'm on the road.
You know why they keep talking about this weakness? Because as it is today, you don't even have a platform at which we're going to run elections.
Don't worry.
If Julius Abure says, I will continue with the Wahala,
don't join them.
He will continue with and coalition talks are still going on. That might swing in your favor, that might not swing in your favor. So that's why a lot of people keep saying you're weak. They say, okay, you're so weak that you can't call out some activities of IPOM that is not palatable. But these are the things they say. These are the things they say about you. And that's why they say, can you reach out into the north?
I criticize every single act that is wrong. Whether it's in, go and follow it. Whether it's in the east, west, south.
They say you're not hard enough on IPOP. That's what they say.
I'm hard on everybody. And remember what I said during that campaign until today. Any agitator, I will discuss with. There's nothing wrong in agitation. Whether it's Yoruba movement, whether it's Naira movement, any movement, I'll sit down and discuss it. It is important because you dialogue people. Even in my house, people agitate. Why don't you dialogue with them? I have children who say, oh, I don't want to do this, daddy. And I say, okay, let's give me your time. Let's talk. Why are we fearing talking with people? Let's sit down and talk. And then we have exhausted the reason. And if you don't, and that's it. So it's a question of, so like I told you, we've been radical in our approach. And we thought that bad behavior and rascality makes you powerful. No, it actually kills the system. Good behavior has become weakness. Good character become weakness. Humility has become, everything that is good in Nigeria is considered as wrong. If I go into a place whipping people, shouting and beating people, I'm a strong person.
So the current vice president once said about another candidate was going that, he's too nice, and he's not nice people that are needed in leadership. And that's the same thing a lot of people are also saying.
It's unfortunate.
About you. And I also want to know your take on this state of emergency thing, Governor Fubara, and the fact that a lot of people are saying there's been state capture, democracy is waning, and the courts and other some issues.
Let me tell you, Rufai, as far as I'm concerned, I maintain it. There's no democracy today in Nigeria.
So what are we practicing? So why are you running the 2027 elections if there's no democracy?
We will continue to be agitating for true democracy. Rufai, being an election in Edo, does this show any sign of being a democratic country? Capital, no. Rufai, the coffin was nailed by what happened in River State. You cannot, on any circumstances, solve a problem in a democratic setting by going against the rules. You can't even solve any problem by going against the rules. It's a process.
President Zuma went against the rules in River State?
Of course, there's a process there's a process. What did you do? You actually say it's undemocratic. When you go and bring somebody that is not elected, that doesn't follow there was a process.
But a lot of people too will remind you too, you didn't hold local government election when you were in Anambra State. It's easy to point at you now, but what about you?
I'm not pointing at them. I'm just telling you, I can tell you, go and check the court process in Anambra State. I was in court for years against conducting an election because people thought if I conduct it, I would do what everybody's doing. So it took me almost 7 years before we could conduct. I governed one of the virtually the most difficult states at the time in health crisis. If there's nothing I did in Anambra State that people are proud of today, I brought stability and order in Anambra State. Before me, nobody who was governor in Anambra State had what you can call a peaceful reign. It was quarrel for 4 years. Ngige was quarrel until he left after 3 years. It was under me that things started change because of the same way I've managed things. Started changing, Anambra State becoming something. I even changed it from being home for all to light of the nation. I started doing things in an organized manner. I was the first person in old and new Anambra State to be governor twice. So I started organizing things properly. So it is easy to sit there and say, oh, he did it. But the reality of it is, Rufai, come, let's visit the state. I live there. That's where I live. And when I'm there, I'm at home. It's the only place I am. There's nobody who will tell you today, this bit of visa house in Abuja, this bit of visa house in Lagos, this bit of visa house. I live in Anambra State. In Lagos, I live in a rented apartment. In Abuja, most times I stay in the hotel. So, but I have a home in Onitsha, where I go back and I'm always there. So you can come walk the street, no security, and I invite you.
Okay, Mr. Buzabi, once there's certain, we'll still keep bringing most of these criticisms and asking you questions about the state of ownership.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. For more videos. Thanks, Folded Hands.